Bienvenidos. Soy la Bruja Espinada and I'm here with your message of the week. So let's get started. When asked what needs to be given this week by the Watcher, what came out was the King of Blades. The King of Blades is the ultimate no bullshit card. And when compared with all the other cards that have come out, this is a lot to do with self-improvement, and I'll explain. So with the King of Blades, this is telling you to be objective, be reasonable, because there's a lot of old bonds that need to be broken. There's a lot of obstacles that you need to focus on removing. It essentially is telling you to be absolutely real, 100% real, because you need to take the time to think about what you need to overcome, what it is that you need to cut out of your life at this time, and to take control and put that into effect. You need to get that shit done. You need to start removing all these obstacles. You need to start cutting out all the bullshit and start focusing on just clearing your life of what no longer is needed. And when asked what is needed by the Watcher this week, what came out was the Temperance card. The Temperance card, primarily I like to say that it is having a lot to do with patience, and it is about patience. But in this case, if you look closely at the card, there's the mind and then there's the two hands. They look almost exactly equal. It has a lot to do with balance, and it's wanting you to evaluate the situation in order to start balancing out what it is that you need within yourself. To be patient, to be, especially, this is why I say it has a lot to do, I believe, with self-improvement at this time, because it has to do, this card specifically, in the position that it is in, has a lot to do with moderation, but being absolutely honest with yourself. I tell people this a lot, you can work on improving yourself, but part of improvement is embrace, and people strive for like that love and light. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, but let's be real. Where there is light, there is shadow. We have both within us. And the thing about shadow work is that it is not an easy thing to do and to overcome, because it is understanding, being absolutely honest and real with yourself, like no bullshit, being honest with yourself about the negative aspects that you have within yourself. And it's probably because of things that you have been through or been put through, and how you've managed to get this far, but you can't keep on. That needs to be healed. It's a lot of that dark stuff that we don't like to admit about ourselves that needs to be worked on, that needs to be worked through. And that's pretty much what this is telling you. Like, you need to be 100% honest with yourself, because you need to start working on that balance. There's a lot of discord here. There's a lot of like, I don't want to say chaos, but there's no balance right now, and there needs to be balance in order to achieve what it is that's going to make you happy in the long run. Because right now there's a whole lot of, I don't want to say this malady, but it kind of seems like that. But it seems that there's no reality here. It's just pure fantasy, pure victimization, self-victimization, and that needs to be worked through at this time. So cut that bullshit and start working on going inside. Start working on self. Be honest with yourself. Find that balance within yourself. Start working on maintaining and creating that balance within yourself. But quit lying about it. Quit hiding things. Quit avoiding things. Right now is not the time to do that. Now, the reason why I say this is because when asked, how do you get this outcome? What came out was the Four of Elixirs, the Five of Elixirs, the Moon card, the Seven of Blades, and the Fool card. The Fool card was the very last one to fall out, or the last in this set to fall out. So let's tackle these one by one. When it comes to the Four of Elixirs, the Four of Elixirs, you'll see here, you'll notice that it says like morphine, heroin, it has cyanide, and arsenic. We all know that these are used in not good ways. But what this is telling you is that at this time, you are going through a lot. You're going through a lot. You have a lot on your mind, and that's further just reinforced with the Five of Elixirs. As you see here, it has the morphine, the cyanide, and it says passion tincture. So notice the common thread. Like there's things here that has to do with like pain, it has to do with death, or something that's dangerous, cyanide, morphine. You're in a state of thinking about the past or holding on and wallowing in something that's happened to you recently. This message is to tell you that in order to live that balanced life, to have that balance within yourself, you need to start taking control and getting rid of what no longer serves you. Holding on to the past, holding on to the pain isn't going to serve you. It is not going to help you anymore. The Four of Elixirs lets you know that sometimes, yes, when it rains, it pours, but kind of just sitting in that isn't going to help your day get sunnier. Sitting in the rain isn't going to help you dry any faster. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, that's why this is here. You need to start cutting out all that bullshit, start letting it go. And the Five of Elixirs is just reinforcing that. You can't see the other two bottles and what it is that they represent because you're primarily focused on taking those that you see, those that don't benefit you, those that don't help you in any way, shape, or form. You keep focusing on what was in the past, what once was and no longer is, as opposed to looking at the possibilities that await you. You need to let that shit go. So with the Moon card has a lot to do with illusion as well. There's times where people tend to be more afraid of the dark because they can't make out things in the nighttime. The moon plays tricks on you with the lights and the shadows because there isn't as much light as there is during the daytime. And that's one of the things where the Moon card is wanting you to actually start focusing, start really looking at the situation, like be real with yourself, like take that time to actually analyze that. So not only does it have to do with illusion, but it has a lot to do also with intuition. Really start paying attention. Really, like the way that you would wake up in the middle of the night to see something moved and you like really focus in to try to get your mind to work around like, oh no, that wasn't a ghost, that was just my shirt or whatever. Think about it that way. You really need to start focusing on the situation because obviously it's not serving you. If you need to take control and start overcoming and start removing in order to have this balance within yourself, you really need to start focusing on what the truth is. Cut that bullshit out. Really be honest with yourself and focus. Overcome those illusions and really, really think about the truth. And then with the Seven of Blades, it's telling you to put your pride aside. Whether it's because you have to forgive someone or ask someone to forgive you, it's telling you, regardless of whatever the situation may be, it's time to put your pride aside. Maybe you did a venture that, didn't work out exactly the way that you want to, but you don't want to give it up exactly. It's telling you, put your pride aside. Put your pride aside, be real about it. Where did you go wrong? Really pay attention to the situation. If something didn't work out with someone, whether it was because of you or whether it was because of the other individual, is you holding on to that anger or upset feelings? Is that gonna keep you from living a happy life if you're not letting any of that go? Is that gonna prevent you and hold you back? Really consider that. It has to do with work or business, so you can't trust your partners or anything. Is that really gonna benefit your work? Is that gonna hinder you in your work and striving to continue moving forward, or is that gonna keep you back? Consider these things. Clearly you can have a brand new beginning. There is so much awaiting you, but it honestly, when the Fool comes out at the very end, it's telling you that there's new coming in, but it's going to depend on you and how you put your foot forward. Do you want to put your foot forward holding on to all this negativity in which you're just going to keep struggling for a while longer before actually reaching what it is that you need? Or are you going to let that shit go and start moving towards what it is that's better for you now? Be real with yourself. Cut that bullshit. It takes patience. It really does. But you have to utilize cutting out all the bullshit that no longer serves you to have that new beginning. It's all on you. It's on nobody else but you. Anywho, when asked of Memento Mori what the lesson was overall of this reading, what came out was the Candle card. The Candle card has a lot to do with guidance. Right now you're being guided. It's a light at the end of the tunnel that's it's gonna help you being guided to something better. Not only that, but it has a lot to do with your intellect. It has a lot to do with the human spirit and sparks of energy. In order to begin anew, in order to start clearing out all this bullshit, it takes energy. Right now, this is telling you it's there. Take it. Utilize it in the best way possible. The light that's awaiting for you, that's coming from spirit, that guiding light, it's going to be up to you on how you best use that to benefit you. How are you going to best use it to your advantage? And then, of course, like I said, it has to do with intellect. You got the light there. You have that idea, that light bulb moment. Consider it that way. It's telling me that you have that human spirit, that spark, that want for life. It's there. The want for new, it's there. The want to get rid of all the bullshit, it's there. It's up to you how to take the best advantage of the utilities that you've got. How are you going to use it? So then, last but not least, what was the message from the Enchanted Blossoms Oracle? And what came out was endurance. Notice here, it has the cactus. I love this message. This is a great message. I didn't read it. I just read it before in other readings. And what it says is, steel your resolve and keep your eyes on the end goal. Your path may get rocky and difficult, but having the patience to bear whatever may come will ensure you get where you want to be. Stamina will be your safeguard when inspiration and excitement fail. Call on the determination to move forward no matter what life throws your way. Stay focused. And what the Moon card came out. Do what needs to be done. And wrong. All that bullshit. And rewards will follow. I don't like this shit. I don't got the time to pick and choose all these cards. This is what came out. It may not resonate for all of you, but for those of you that it does, I hope this message helped. And I'll see you guys next week.